right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Developing tonight, a missing mother presumed dead. The father of her children charged with murder.
Why and how can you do this to your children's mother? You know, they have nothing now.
Tonight, a family's desperate search for closure.
The Weather First team continues the weather alert. I'm timing out our chances for more snow showers.
And the Mizzou Tigers making a roar off the field in Texas. Tonight, 5 on your side with team coverage from Arlington as the team gears up for the Cotton Bowl. But we begin at 10 with a live look on the roads right now from the Weather First Storm Tracker. Tonight, more snow is falling on St. Louis, but it's not sticking much to the ground or the pavement. We remain in a weather alert tonight. Good evening. I'm Brent Solomon. Mike and Kelly have the night off. A wintry mix is expected to stick with us overnight before another round heads our way tomorrow. Weather First meteorologist Jim Castillo is tracking it all for us. What are we looking at, Jim?
Well, hi, Brent. So, you know, that temperature earlier this evening was 35 degrees. We're still at 35, so well above freezing. And we did have at one point right at Lambert those big snowflakes that came down and did accumulate a little bit on the grassy surfaces, but that's it. It melted very quickly. Owensville had about an inch of snow, and we had those grassy surfaces around the Alton area and Baldwin. Also some accumulation there. And at Lambert, about 2/100ths of an inch of snow, or 2/10ths of an inch of snow, I should say. But we had a total precip of 31/100ths. Again, some snow around the area. Most of it's north right now. And so we're just watching this band of snow. It does look like this low punched in some drier air. We call it dry slotting. So a lot of dry air is entrenched in the middle of this thing. So we're not seeing much around the metro. You have to go up to Greene County and Jersey County and just portions of those counties to get a little bit of snow there. It's really winding down. And then same thing, Salem, Illinois had a little bit of snow that's been showing up on the radar, but not adding up to any problems on the roadways. We do have another chance of snow tomorrow late in the day and tomorrow night. Much more on that coming up in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then, Jim. There have been a handful of accidents on our roadways, but no major issues to report tonight. Our Laura Bacheski is in our Weather First Storm Tracker on I-270 in Madison County with a look at what she's seeing right now. Hey there, Laura.
Yeah, Brent, we are on 270 right now, coming up on 55 here in Illinois. We've seen some pretty big snowflakes, but it's all very wet, as Jim said, not really sticking to the roadways. Let me turn the camera around for you. So, Jim Castillo said earlier, a lot of this snow is really only sticking to the grass. We don't actually even see a whole lot of that right now. But overnight, as the temperature drops a little more, you'll have to be very careful on those bridges and overpasses as the cold air tunnels underneath it, making it even more slippery. This is what it looked like earlier today in Baldwin. Nice big fluffy flakes sticking to the grass there. That is exactly what we're talking about. A lot of people say that's the best kind of snow because it's not really clogging up our roads. One driver tells me she really wasn't actually expecting it to snow today. She was driving around all afternoon and it got really slushy in some spots.
I was like, oh, it's snowing. I went to get her skates sharpened in O'Fallon, Illinois, and it was pretty slick then. It was cold. And then St. Charles Rock Road, it was slushy. People were going too fast.
According to MoDOT, on the maps, all the roads are still showing up green, which means they are still very clear. Just be mindful of your speed late in tonight, into tomorrow, especially tomorrow morning when many of you might be headed back to work. We are seeing a little bit bigger flakes and some accumulation on the side of the road here, but again, be careful, check your maps before you leave, and just go slow out there, go the speed limit in the places where it's safe to do so. Reporting live from 55, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side. Very
good advice, Laura. Thanks. Remember, you can get the latest Weather First forecast any time of day. Text the word weather to 314-425-5355. We'll send it straight to your phone. You can also get the latest on the forecast and road conditions tomorrow morning on Today in St. Louis. That begins at 4 a.m. Developing tonight, a St. Louis man sits in a Wisconsin jail, now charged with murdering his missing ex-girlfriend. 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend spoke with the Florissant woman's aunt in an emotional interview you'll only see on 5 on Your Side. Robert.
Brent, Markeisha Williams' aunt says there's some comfort knowing her niece's ex-boyfriend is now facing first-degree murder charges, but heartbroken family members have many questions and they want the body of their missing loved one found.
She was very, very sweet. She loved her kids.
Markeisha Williams was excited about Christmas and looking forward to spending it with her 4 children.
Beautiful tree up, lit up. She had the lights on, so yeah, she was ready.
Sadly, the family's holiday celebration never happened. Sandy Bagley says on the morning of December 20th, this surveillance video shows her niece and Markeisha's ex-boyfriend, Trenton Ivy, dropped off their 2-year-old son at a North St. Louis daycare.
Maybe they were arguing that morning. The scene looked a little stressful.
Bagley says later that night, Markeisha did not pick up her children from her mom's home and family members became worried.
She is always on time.
Her family reported the 29-year-old Florissant mom as missing. Williams' relatives, volunteers, and police searched for her for several days.
We've been in the woods, we've been in water.
But no sign of their loved one. On Friday, police arrested Trenton Ivy outside Milwaukee on unrelated charges of using a dangerous weapon, resisting an officer, and fleeing from an officer. Investigators say Ivy was seen driving Williams' Jeep, which had blood and biological material in it, plus her personal items.
It was devastating. She was really trying to co-parent with him, but she had started dating someone else.
Wisconsin detectives also say Ivy told them he killed Williams in St. Louis during a fight and then disposed her body somewhere along Interstate 55.
Why and how can you do this to your children's mother? You know, they have nothing now. We just want to bring her home, lay her to rest.
Now, the family tells me they will keep searching for Williams until they find her body. Again, Trenton Ivy is being held without bond tonight in a Wisconsin jail. No word yet on when he will be brought back to St. Louis.
Robert Townsend reporting tonight. This Troy, Illinois man faces attempted murder charges in connection to a weekend home invasion. Police arrested Gabriel Kammerer Saturday. Investigators say officers showed up to a home on Lanahan Drive after a woman called 911 screaming for help. According to police, Kammerer was armed with a knife. The victim suffered several cuts and stab wounds. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Tomorrow, the Missouri woman who conspired with her boyfriend to kill her mother is expected to walk out of prison. The Missouri Department of Corrections confirms Gypsy Blanchard will be released on parole. She's currently serving a 10-year prison sentence for the 2015 death of her mother, Dee Dee. Gypsy says her mother was abusive and made her believe that she had muscular dystrophy as part of a medical fraud scheme. Nurses at St. Louis University Hospital will be back on the picket line tomorrow. They walked off the job this morning as part of a 48-hour strike, demanding better pay, safer working conditions, and less outsourcing of jobs. SSM Health says it is committed to patient safety and adds negotiations can only progress when both sides are engaged.
This 5 on Your Side Cotton Bowl coverage is sponsored by Holland Injury Law.
Well, tonight, the Missouri Tigers are in Texas with something more to prove as they prepare to face Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. And the big game is just 2 days away. 5 on Your Side's Mercedes McKay is in Arlington, where she caught up with the team as they spent some time off of the field.
Missouri fans are slowly starting to trickle in here to Dallas as black and gold begins to fill up the Lone Star State. Earlier today, I was able to catch up with the Missouri Tiger football team as they made some local children smile. It was a sea of black and gold inside Scottish Rite Children's Hospital in Dallas.
Every year we have one of the teams from the Cotton Bowl that comes and celebrates with us.
An annual tradition for the local pediatric orthopedic hospital for the past 40 years.
It's a way for them to have a little bit of a distraction from what they're working through. Mizzou.
Now, for the Cotton Bowl's 88th year, it was the Missouri Tigers' turn to be that distraction.
I'm super excited to be here, you know, create relationships and, you know, just have a good time with the kids.
The football team played games with patients, signed autographs, and families even walked away with some Mizzou swag. Coach Eli Drinkowitz presented a former Scottish Rite patient, Rain Urich, with her very own Mizzou jersey and named her honorary captain.
It is very cool. I've never worn a jersey before, so I'm really excited.
A dream come true for the high school student who wants to be a coach when she gets older.
I just kind of want to see where the world takes me. There are so many opportunities for women now.
5 on Your Side was also able to catch up with East St. Louis native Luther Burden III, who told us representing St. Louis in the Cotton Bowl is a huge blessing.
It's everything to me, you know. I've been watching Mizzou my whole life, so for me to just, you know, be a part of that brotherhood.
And as for what the star wide receiver had to say to his Missouri Tiger fans back home.
Shout out MIZ, shout out St. Louis, we on the map. I love y'all.
That former patient you just heard from was actually able to go to the Missouri Tiger practice, which happened shortly after that Children's Hospital visit, and she'll be with the team for the rest of the week. In Arlington, Mercedes McKay, 5 on Your Side.
Good stuff, Mercedes. Both Mercedes and sports director Frank Cusimano are in Arlington this week to cover Mizzou in the Cotton Bowl. Later in sports, Frank talks to the players as they prepare for the big game. A bittersweet birthday celebration today at the St. Louis Zoo. Today was Raja's the elephant's 31st birthday. The zoo released this video of Raja celebrating last week with popcorn, fruit, and hay. Raja was the first Asian elephant born at the zoo, and this could be his last birthday in St. Louis. Raja will be moved to Columbus sometime in late 2024 or early 2025 in an effort to keep Asian elephants from going extinct. Police call it a Christmas miracle.
It's a miracle that he survived and that he was found.
An Indiana man trapped in the wreckage of his own truck for days. The survival skill credited for saving his life. Hunger doesn't take a holiday.
1 in 4 kids in St. Louis City struggles with food insecurity.
Tonight, the programs to help local families struggling to make ends meet.
More snow showers in the forecast overnight, then another round as we get into late Thursday night, and into Friday. Who may see some light accumulations?
We're learning more tonight about a Christmas miracle in Northwest Indiana. A man in his late 20s was rescued from the wreckage of his mangled pickup truck. He was trapped there for 6 days after his truck went off of a highway bridge and crashed into a ravine next to a creek. Early yesterday morning, he was found by 2 fishermen.
So I woke him up and he turned around, he looked right at me with his eyes wide open. Like the biggest relief you've ever seen on a person. Like saying, are you real?
Police say the victim drank rainwater to survive. His family says he's in critical condition tonight. Well, prepare to spend less to fill up your tank in the new year. Gas Buddy is predicting gas prices will fall in 2024. Americans are expected to save $32 billion at the pump compared to 2023 and $79 billion less than 2022. Right now, gas prices continue to drop. The average price of gas in St. Louis is $2.72 a gallon, and that's down about 20 cents from just a month ago, but slightly higher than a year ago. Over in the Metro East, prices are hovering around $3.09 a gallon. That's 30 cents cheaper than a month ago and 12 cents cheaper than this time last year. Food insecurity is a real concern in St. Louis and across the nation. The USDA says 1 in 5 households with children struggle with getting food on the table, and those numbers are higher here in the bi-state. In tonight's Making Ends Meet, Michelle Lee looks at the effort to help those families.
All right, it's that time of year when kids are home for holiday break, but as they say, hunger never takes a holiday. That's why there are so many volunteers here at Operation Food Search. So joining me now is Kristen Wild from Operation Food Search to talk about some of the efforts that are going on here. St. Louis has some struggles, really, when you compare it across the country. How so?
We do. So our food insecurity rate in the state is 12.2%, which is higher than, like, even in Illinois, it's 10.6%, and compared to other states in the country. And here in St. Louis City, the rates are even higher. In fact, 1 in 4 kids in St. Louis City struggles with food insecurity. And so the numbers vary depending on what pocket you're in, but food insecurity exists everywhere in our region, in every county.
Well, I know that you've expanded some programs this year. Can you talk about some of the programs that you've updated or changed?
We just finished our 2nd season with the St. Louis Metro Market, and it will be growing next season. We've also expanded the number of kids that we're providing food on the weekends through our Operation Backpack program. This year we're providing 6,500 kids with food on the weekends through that program.
Oh, that's amazing. So, what about the Find Food Map? Don't you have a map or a kind of like a help guide for folks?
Yes. So it's very easy on our website, operationfoodsearch.org. People can go, there's a Get Help tab. They can find a map that shows all the places where we provide free food to all members of the family. Then we also have a child meal map, so people can just type in their zip code. They can find the closest location. We also have a hunger hotline, so people can make a phone call. They can text their zip code to a certain number. So, basically to find the areas where they can access free food.
Well, thank you for all the work that you do, because I know it's not easy.
We really appreciate this philanthropic community we live in that's helping to address this big issue.
For Making Ends Meet, Michelle Lee, 5 on your side.
And the number to the 24-hour hunger hotline is 314-726-5355. By calling, you'll get immediate food assistance through Operation Food Search's partner agencies. Well, many are hoping to end 2023 as a new multi-millionaire. Tonight's Powerball jackpot has swelled to $700 million. The winning numbers just drawn minutes ago. Take a look at your ticket. They're 4, 11, 38, 51, 68, and the Powerball is 5. Well, meteorologist Jim Castillo is not holding a winning ticket in hand, so I assume you'll still be with us a little longer.
I forgot about the Powerball.
Yeah.
I was going to get a ticket, but
all right.
Because the storms kept us so busy.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, can we expect more of the same tomorrow?
Yes. We're getting a break from this latest system. A punch of drier air moved in. So now until 4 a.m., Brent, we've got areas of still a mix out there of rain and snow, and also some snow showers, but they're limited with that dry air punching in there. Temperatures are near freezing, but likely above where you are, and likely staying near freezing by morning. And then we have another round late tomorrow into tomorrow night and Friday, a little bit more on that coming up. Satellite radar shot. Here's that dry air punching into that low that's still spinning around. You can see that circulation there. And on the backside of it, we're getting a mix now, even in Herman. And then down around Crawford County, you might see a snow shower, and you could get a real quick dusting on the grass. But the ground temperatures have been so high, we haven't seen any problems with that at all. And now we're getting more of that mix from Illinois, Greene County even. We had some heavier snow showers and larger flakes earlier, and now they're kind of turning into a mixture. So that future cast showing the low, this current one moving away from us, and then pinwheeling around it coming up in just a second here. You'll see that next batch of moisture coming down from the north, and that arrives by late tomorrow. Current temperatures: DeSoto's at 32, Chesterfield 33, St. Charles 34, Scott Air Force Base 36. So a lot of us close to that freezing mark. So those lows tonight, still watching that. Any standing water may become a little slick. We've had some slush in a couple of areas too, but a lot of that melted really, really quickly. So then tomorrow at 4 o'clock, watching that batch of light snow and probably another mixture coming in here. Still have to watch that for minimal impacts and also some light accumulations, mainly on the grass and the elevated surfaces. So watching that move out of here as we get into later Friday afternoon. but there is that chance of seeing some minimal accumulation. So we'll be watching that. Then we get into our weekend, which is the New Year's Eve and of course New Year's Day on Monday. So we dry out as we get into Saturday. Saturday's 44 for that high temperature. And then by Sunday, 40 degrees. It's dry. It's mostly cloudy. And then by Monday, cold and 38. And so most of next week looks pretty dry. Just a chance of a flurry or a mix briefly on Wednesday. That's
Definitely got to be careful on the roads. Maybe take your time a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, Anthony's in tomorrow morning. He'll have a full update for you on these changes that'll likely come.
Very good. Thank you, my friend. Well, why don't we turn it over to Corey now with sports.
Well, the Blues return from their holiday break in a big way, and we are going back down to Dallas for another report from Mizzou football in the Cotton Bowl. Sports is up next.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
Remember when Blues fans couldn't wait for 2024 to get here? Now they may not want 2023 to end. The Blues had been dormant for 4 days on Christmas break, but they picked up right where they left off tonight against the talented Dallas Stars. Joel Hofer got the start in net tonight against Dallas for Drew Bannister's team. Just before the end of the first period, Jake Neighbors blasts one. Brandon Sod sets the screen on the goalie. Blues go up 1-0, 12 goals for Neighbors on the season. Second period, Marco Scandella winds up and fires. This time, Neighbors does the screening, and Scandella gets the goal. Blues up 2-0. St. Louis had a 5-on-3. They couldn't score, and then Jason Robertson cuts the lead in half to make it 2-1. You're thinking, oh boy. It's okay, though. Other than that goal, though, Hofer was terrific. He had 39 saves. Blues hang on to beat the Stars 2-1. They are now 5-1 under new head coach Drew Bannister.
This 5 on Your Side Cotton Bowl coverage is sponsored by Holland Injury Law.
Mizzou football is no stranger to the Cotton Bowl. This will be the 4th time the program has played in the game. It has been a while, though. After a decade, the Tigers are back and are continuing to prove people wrong. Sports Director Frank Cusimano has tonight's Cotton Bowl report from Arlington.
Corey, it's really amazing that they're here. Think about it. The last 2 seasons, they played in and lost in the Armed Forces Bowl and the Gasparilla Bowl. Now they're playing in the 88th Cotton Bowl against a team with the highest winning percentage in the history of college football. What a special season it's been, from the 4th and 17 to the 61-yard walk-off field goal. I asked some of the players earlier today what it would be like at 10:30 on Friday night if they walked off this field a winner.
It'll just mean everything, because I've been at this school for 5 years, and it's been an honor of all the ups and downs. Like, I learned from it. I don't get sad about it. It's how life goes, and it just will be a blessing. So that's why we got to continue to prepare the right way and get ready for the game.
It means the world, you know, getting this opportunity to honestly be here. It's already amazing to me itself. It'd be great if we got to get the blessing to win. If that happens, then I'll definitely be very excited.
It'll mean everything. We came to dominate. We had our mind on one mission and one mission only, and that's to win. So, I mean, going into each and every game, we have to execute our goal and execute the plan, and we have something to prove. That's our mantra.
And the Tigers enter this Cotton Bowl riding a wave of momentum, winning 12 of their last 15. That's their best stretch in nearly a decade. With photographer Jimmy Kruko, I'm Frank Cusimano. Let's send it back to the station.
Thank you, Frank. High school basketball tournaments rolled on today. One of the best kicked things off at the Prairie Farms Holiday Classic in Collinsville. Mundelein in town to face Alton first. That was Luke Smith. That's a Crusader triple. Then Alex Johnson, tough drive and bucket. Later on, it's Smith again from downtown. That's good. Crusaders start their Collinsville tournament with a 75-52 win. Tonight it was the host K-Hawks taking on Decatur Eisenhower and their tourney opener. And those Collinsville fans, they got some passion, I'll tell you that. Great ball movement from the K-Hawks. It ends up in the paint. Zach Chambers, he puts it home for 2. Later on, a pair of nice drives for Collinsville. Nick Horace, smooth finish. Then Tyree Brister, coast to coast. Look at this athletic layup. That's going to fall. Collinsville wins 64-47. They will play Triad tomorrow. We will have much more coverage from the Cotton Bowl coming up all the way leading up to Friday night's big game.
Yeah, they're there all week.
All week long.
We're excited about it. Thank you, my friend. Well, Truman the Tiger is getting a Cotton Bowl makeover. And let's just say it's a tired look. Well, folks, we're about 96 hours away from the New Year's Eve ball drop in Times Square. Today, crews tested the giant sphere made of crystals. And you may notice it has a new design. The new bow tie lighting pattern is a nod to the past when the crossroads of America was known as the bow tie. Mizzou is vying for the Field Scoville Trophy in the Cotton Bowl Classic, but they already have this big trophy to bring home from Texas. Goodyear, the game's sponsor, has created a Truman the Tiger sculpture made from tires. It will eventually go on display on the Mizzou campus in Columbia. Jim is here now.
Awesome.
Yeah, doesn't it? It's
Yeah,
pretty
looks
cool.
just like him. Yeah.
What are we looking at for tomorrow?
All right, so again, minimal impacts from this. That temperature is just above the freezing mark, and then high tomorrow 40. Same for Friday, but we do have some rain and snow showers still lingering tonight and probably ending before sunrise. And so we have a weather alert day, and you get in one of these rain or snow showers, visibility has been reduced. You get those big snowflakes, same thing. And we'll see that again later tomorrow night into Friday. That chance of snow showers or maybe a mix in there, reducing the visibility. Then we get to the weekend, we're clearer, and by Sunday about 40 for that high temperature.
All right, my friend, thank you much.
Yeah.
That's all of our time at 10. The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, is next. Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis, beginning at 4 in the morning. Have a great night.